This is practice exercise 19. I will do this one in JavaScript. We want to count the number of unique characters in a given string. So given some string that consists of lowercase English alphabets, so the normal alphabet that we use, the task is to find the number of unique characters. So let's look at some examples. The string geeks for geeks, G is duplicated, E is duplicated, S is duplicated. So we've got some letters that are duplicated. So we don't want to count them twice, only once when they appear. So the unique characters happen to be 7 of those, G, E, K, S, F, O, R. So those are the 7 characters. That's the value there. The second example is Madam. There are 3 unique characters. A is duplicated and M is duplicated. So it's just M-A-D. So those are the 3 unique characters there. So let's go ahead and set this up in JavaScript in Node. So we'll go ahead and start with creating our folder. And this will be count unique characters. Seems like a good name. And let me copy the MD file over so that we don't need to go back and forth. I'll close this. We'll go back out and right click, open with code. Excellent. So we're looking good there. Let's go and reopen this so we can see it. Now we need to initialize. So I'll go and open up the command, control tilde or backtick will do that. npm init. And while that's happened, I'll create my test folder and my source folder. And then we'll go ahead and create our test file. So this would be count unique characters.test.js. All right, so we'll leave the package name the same, version number, description, entry point, test command. I'll use Jest for this one. I haven't used Jest in a while. You're welcome to use Mocha with Chai. You're welcome to use Ava. Doesn't really matter. All of these will work just fine. I'll just use Jest to give you some exposure to that because you may not have seen it in a while from me. So the test command is actually, it's a little more complicated than that. So I've got this available. So that's our actual command. So it's node space -- experimental -vm -modules space node _ modules /jest /bin /jest.js. What this is doing is basically allowing Jest to run with ES modules instead of running on a common JS files. So this is something that, unfortunately, with Jest, the command is a little different. You can just run the test command JS, but it only works if you're doing common JS, and we want to do modules. Get repo, we'll leave in empty. Keywords empty. Author, I'll leave empty for now. I usually put my email address. License empty. Type, we're going to change this to modules. So again, if I left this as common JS, we would have to use the older syntax, the require syntax instead of import. And we would do this as common JS files instead of modules, but I want to do this as a module. Everything's okay. All right, if you miss that again, you can go into the package.json file, change type to module instead of common JS, and your test script, you can just replace that if you missed that on the prompt. All right, so we got that ready to go. Let's go ahead and do our file now, so our test file. We need to do a quick import, so we will import, well, let me just type the code. We'll figure out the imports later. So we'll describe, and this is going to be count unique characters. And this will be test, test, example 1. All right, let's change the formatting, convert that to tabs, fix the formatting, that looks good. All right, so from here, well, let's go ahead and start setting up our test here. So the first one, the string is gonna be geeks for geeks. So we'll say const string geeks for geeks. The expected output is going to be 7. We'll say expected count. So there's our expected count. And now from here, we need to actually do the logic. So I could create a class and then call a method on that class. I could create a top level function and call the method on that top level function. A couple of different ways to do that. I will do this as a top level function. I have typically been doing these as classes so that it works with C# and Java as well. But in Python and JavaScript, we can do top level functions or global functions. So I'll do that in this particular case. So all we really want to do is create something that says unique character count equals count unique characters given string. And then finally, we'll just do our expect. And that looks about right. All right, so now we do need a couple of imports. So we'll need to import describe. Let's see, what did we use? Describe, expect, and test. I'll just alphabetize those from Jest globals. Yep, that looks right. And I think that's basically it. The rest of this we're going to need to import from our source file. It tried to help us, but we haven't decided that yet. So let's go ahead and create that file now. So we'll right click and say new file under source, and this will be, so we're counting unique characters. So what is the domain or the concept that we're doing here? We're basically examining a string. So let's call it string examination.js. And in here, we'll just create our function. And then we need to export that. And now let's import that. Let's make sure that looks right. So backup folder, into source, string and examination.js. So that looks good to me. This all looks like it's ready to go. I only did one of the tests. Let's go ahead and create the other test real fast. So we want the second one to be Madam with 3. So we will copy example 1. So we have example 2. This will be Madam, and the expected count is 3. All right, so we look like we're all set up. We've got our tests here. All the test code looks right. We've got our actual production code. You'll obviously need to implement this method. It's not doing anything. Let's just go ahead and run our test real fast. I'm sorry, npm test. All right, so we have, let's see. Oh, I did not install Jest. So npm I, capital D, and Jest. So it says module not found. That's how I know. It was looking for jest.js. It could not find that module. And that just reminded me, yeah, I forgot to install Jest. All right, now let's run npm test. There it goes. It's finding the command. It's running the command. All right, we get 1 failed, 2 failed total. So 1 test suite and 2 tests. And they are failing on the assertions here, which is exactly what we want. So both of those are failing on the assertion. So everything's set up and ready to go. You are ready to now implement the functionality in string examination.js. Good luck.